oppression and suppression. A visit to the king, the secret message. The faith and the journey. The death of a king, the escape, mission impossible accomplished. Ehud, the left-handed deliverer of Israel. It all began here. From the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 12 to 30 of the Old Testament. The sun burns over the land of Israel, its light dimmed by sorrow. Moabite soldier, clad in iron and arrogance, marched through Israelite villages, collecting tributes of grain, livestock, and silver. Mothers weep as sons are conscripted into forced labor. Men work in silence and hard labor with shoulders bent not just from burdens but from shame and anguish. Why did such a thing happen to God's chosen children whom he personally delivered from Egypt? He wondered. This and many more questions raged in his mind as he struggled to contain his anger at the humiliation that Israel was subjected to. The Bible records that the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, king of Moab, against Israel, and they served him for 18 years. 18 years of hard labor and pain they suffered at the hands of Eglon. He went to the solitude of a high mountain, overlooking the battered land. A lone man stands to ponder. Ehud, son of Gera, the Benjaminite, was an Israelite. Ehud praying aloud in his heart, saying, O Lord God of our fathers, shall your people forever be yoked under the rule of the unrighteous? Rise, O God of Israel, use your servant to break the rod of the oppressor. A gentle wind stirs the mountains as if heaven whispers in reply. Ehud rises, his expression irresolute. Just then his companion comes over to him to inform him of their readiness to depart to Moab, a destination that might spell the end of his life. The journey began with him and his companion moving on a short but long journey to Moab, a place where their oppression enjoys the pain of Israelite subjection. The palace of King Eglon in Jericho is rich and bloated with stolen wealth. Eglon himself, massive in stature, reclines on a golden seat, gorging himself with dates and wine. Palace guards all around him. Ehud enters with Israelite officials, carrying a tribute of goods. He bows low, concealing his disdain. Before leaving, Ehud made a double-edged sword, about 1.5 feet long, the knife that determines the fate of his people. Now, because he was left-handed, he strapped it to his right thigh, which, back then, was the opposite of what people expected. Most guards only checked the left thigh, where a right-handed man would keep his sword. So, Ehud passed through the guards unnoticed and came before King Eglon. He handed over the tribute. Then he and his team turned to leave. But just as they were heading home, Ehud turned back alone. He went to the palace and told the guards, I have a secret message for the king, a matter for his ears alone. The guards eye him suspiciously, but the king, ever greedy for secrets and omens, waves him in. In the cool silence of the upper chamber, Ehud stands before Eglon, now alone. I have a message from God for you. The king leans forward eagerly. Ehud swiftly draws the dagger with his left hand and drives it into Eglon's belly. The blade disappears into the king's flesh. Eglon gasps, chokes, and dies silently. Ehud slips out of the chamber, locking the doors behind him. Servants assume the king is resting. He moves swiftly through the servants' quarters, slipping out through a window, climbing down with agility. His feet hit the ground. He does not look back. Back in the hill country of Ephraim, Ehud stands on a rock, horn in hand. He lifts it to his lips and blows a long, piercing blast. The echo rolls through the valleys like thunder. Men gather with swords and spears, eyes blazing with purpose. Follow me. For the Lord has delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hands. Meanwhile, the Moabites' armies, though that Eglon their king was having his rest, when they were embarrassed, they broke open the door, rushed in, only to see their king, Eglon, in the pool of his own blood. They fell into a state of confusion. The Israelites swarm into battle. The Moabite army, leaderless and confused, falls before them like wheat beneath a sickle. 10,000 Moabite warriors perish, not one escapes. The Israelites, both men and women, rejoiced in their thousands as they had been liberated from the clutches of oppression and dehumanization by the Moabites and their king Eglon. The sun sets behind a peaceful horizon. Children laugh in the streets. Elders bless the name of the Lord. Women sing songs of deliverance. On a quiet hill, Ehud stands alone, silhouetted against the sky. His face is calm, his eyes lifted to heaven. A hero who delivered Israel from 18 years of oppression by the Moabites and their king Eglon. A left-handed man, Ehud tricked Eglon, king of Moab, and killed him. He then led the tribe of Ephraim to seize the fords of the Jordan, where they killed about 10,000 Moabite soldiers. As a result, Israel enjoyed peace for about 80 years. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest for 80 and 10 years. And Ehud judged Israel in peace.